Namaste, Pranam, Gita Dhyana. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Mritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatva manusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshini. O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Partha. The ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O Goddess, shower of the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism contained in your 18 chapters. O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Krishna Vandana. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki. O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. The 18th Adhyay, Moksha Sannyasa Yoga of Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Sri Krishna now has come to the topic of explaining to us how duties come to us based on our inherent nature, based on our svabhāva, which is determined by the three gunas. And based on this svabhāva, the inherent nature of all of us, we get the karma, we get the duties allotted to us, whether they are of the Brahmanical nature, whether they are of the Kshatriya nature, whether they are of the nature of the Vaishyas or nature of the Shudras. So Sri Krishna says, having explained to us in great details, elaborately, about the karma aspect. And Sri Krishna's entire intention is, don't run away from your duties. And now Sri Krishna is telling us that how these duties come to us based on our inherent nature. They come to us, it is not that they come to us randomly. Sri Krishna says this is premeditated, predestined. This is what you will get. This is what you will have to do. This is what you will have to work upon. And how to work upon, how to finish that duty, how to do that duty, again is determined by the inherent nature which is born out of the three gunas of the Prakriti. At each and every step, Sri Krishna says that there is an opportunity given for every being to evolve. And those who grab these opportunities, they are on the path of liberation then. Those who don't grab these opportunities, then either they remain just where they are, like the Rajasiks, or they go down into the depths of hell, if dominated by that tamasic pravritti. Now, Sri Krishna has told us in our previous reading, he had introduced us to this concept of how duties come to us. And Sri Krishna had told us that the brahmana kshatriya visham shudranam cha parantapa. O scorcher of foes, O destroyer of the enemies, the duties of Brahmins, of Kshatriyas, of Vaishyas and Shudras, karmani prabhaviktani, they are distributed, pravibhaktani, they are distributed depending, these karmani, the duties are distributed to each one of these people, to each one of you, to each one of the human being. These duties are distributed svabhāva prabhavair gunehi, based on their inherent nature. What is their internal, what is their true nature? That determines what duty each one of us is going to perform. whether it is a Brahminical duty, whether it is a Kshatriya duty, whether it is a Vaishya duty, or whether it is a Shudra duty. And this svabhāva is again determined, it is born of the three gunas. Svabhāva prabhavair gunaihi, born of their own nature with these three gunas. So that is what now Sri Krishna is going to further elaborate. And the objective of Sri Krishna's teaching us this thing is, whichever duty has come to us, whichever duty has fallen in our lap, it is not randomly, it is predetermined. One has to do this duty, one has been selected to do this duty, and that person must perform that duty. So Sri Krishna indirectly is telling Arjuna, now he has already addressed Arjuna as Parantapa in the previous shloka, that better get ready to perform your svadharma. Get ready to pick up that bow. Get ready to put the arrow on the bow and start shooting against all those wretched, evil, the wrongdoers, unrighteous enemies who are standing in front of you. Don't just slump in this chariot like a person who is, just taken up by that fear, taken up by that depression, taken up by that despondency. Don't be a person like that. You are Parantapa. So Sri Krishna now says, now Sri Krishna is telling us about the duties that come to the Brahmanas. How the Brahminical duties are. What are those duties of this class of people? So Sri Krishna is telling us now that the duties of the Brahmins. This is the 42nd shloka that we are going to read today. Yeah. śamo damas tapaḥ śaucaṁ kṣāntir ārjavam jñānaṁ vijñānam āstikyaṁ brahma-karma svabhāva-jam. This is the brahma-karma svabhāva-jam. These are the duties of the Brahmins which are born of their own nature. These are the duties of the Brahmins which are born out of their past karma, that they have got this opportunity to do all these duties now. This is and what are the duties now? Sri Krishna is listing them down. Sri Krishna talks about shamaha. Shamaha, damaha, tapaḥ, śaucaṁ. Shama is serenity, calmness of mind, that blissful state, shamaha. Dama is restraint, complete control over the senses, complete control over our desires, the self-restraint, the self-control, self-mastery. That is Dhamma. Then tapaḥ, the austerities that are to be performed. The inclination to perform austerities and steadfastly in a determined way performing those austerities, not starting austerity and then running away halfway through. No. So all these qualities, all these types of duties, the shama, calmness, blissfulness, the serenity, dhamma, self-restraint, self-control, self-mastery, mastery over the senses and the desires, the tapaḥ, inclination to perform austerities, śaucaṁ, the purity in thought, word and deed, in all aspects of life, remaining pure to the core, śaucaṁ. And then kṣāntir, forgiveness. If somebody has done anything wrong to me, so what? It is my duty to forgive them. That kind of attitude when one bears, that is kṣāntir, that the forgiveness. Ārjavam is uprightness. That come what may, I am not going to deviate from my path. That uprightness, that steadfastness. And then ārjama evacha, jñānaṁ, and also, now this is not just the end of that list of the duties allocated to the Brahmanas. Remain serene, remain calm, remain blissful. Then control your senses and the desires. Keep on performing austerities. Remain pure to the core. and be forgiving, be upright. These are, of course, and also, apart from that, the jñānaṁ, vijñānam, āstikyaṁ. Jnana is getting the knowledge of various aspects. Now, what is the knowledge? Not just our elementary knowledge that is taught in the schools or colleges. Jnanam is jnana of the ultimate realization. And what happens when we get jnana? Do we store it in a safe deposit locker? Do we keep that knowledge in one corner of our brain not to be used? No. Sri Krishna says that jnana has to be utilized for self-realization. Only then that jnana is of some use. So jnana vijñānam. Vijñānam is self-realization. Use that knowledge that you have got in realization. In realizing the ultimate truth. In realizing the ultimate who you are. Answer to that question, who I am. Answer to that. Get the answer to that question. Get that vijñāna using this knowledge. So jñānaṁ, vijñānam. Attaining that state of self-realization. Attaining that state of atma-jnana. Attaining that state of brahma-jnana. Using this ordinary knowledge that we have initially got. And then āstikyaṁ. Belief in God. Don't just keep on saying, I don't believe. Believe in the God. Whether you believe in God with form, without form, whatever. Have a strong belief. Have a strong belief in the hereafter. Have a strong belief that yes, there is someone who is taking care of me. Have a belief in that. āstikyaṁ. And Sri Krishna says, these are the duties that make one a Brahmana. That make one a true Brahmana. Now let us analyze. If I am a Brahmin, I am falling into this lot of duties. I am performing these duties. Is it that I remain always calm? Is it that I always remain serene? Is it that I always remain blissful? If I am doing so, whichever caste I may be born, yes, I am a Brahmin. If I am performing, I have complete control over my senses. Whichever caste I may be born, I am a true Brahmin. If I am performing austerities, if I am pure to the core, shuchihi, if I am forgiving, if I am forgiving all the wrongdoers, if I am forgiving them with the realization that whatever is dwelling in me is also dwelling in them. Not forgiving them out of fear, not forgiving them to run away from facing them up front. No, that is not the thing. Kṣāntir is forgiving, realizing whatever is, realizing they are also the part of this creation. They are also part of this Paramatman, this Parabrahman. With that understanding, forgiving. And then ārjavam, remaining upright. It is not just being humble and being lowly. Means you are just allowing others to ride upon you. No, that is not the way of the true Brahmin. Brahmin has all these qualities, but at the same time, Brahmin is also upright. The Brahmin also sticks to his views that whatever he is doing, whatever he is performing, the austerities, remaining calm, and ever the eternally pure, and forgiving all the wrongdoers, even for that matter, getting knowledge, utilizing that knowledge for the ultimate realization, and that getting strong belief in there is someone who is controlling me. There is someone who is taking care of me. There is someone to whom I truly belong to. That kind of vijñāna, that kind of realization. These are all the duties of a real true Brahmin, Sri Krishna now has explained to us. So serenity, self-restraint, austerity, purity, forgiveness, and also uprightness, and now gaining knowledge, gaining realization, and belief in a hereafter. Believe there is someone supreme. I am just an instrument in that supreme's hand. That belief. These are the duties of the Brahmanas. Now these are duties. They are born of their own nature. It is not that somebody thrusts these duties upon a person. These duties are born of their own nature, of the svabhāva, based on the three gunas of this prakriti, as Sri Krishna had explained to us in the previous verse. He is a Brahmana who is imbued with qualities all conducive to spiritual life. Now the Brahmana qualities are taking one up towards the path of liberation and finally escape from this repeated cycles of birth and death. Enough. That is what then the Brahmana stage feels like. Enough of this, traveling into this unending cycle of birth and death. That is the path of spirituality that the person has finally got into because of the svabhāva. The person has worked so much on this coming to this stage. The person has put in hell lot of efforts in coming onto this stage of getting the Brahmanical duties, of getting the opportunity to come on this stage of liberation. Self-control and self-discipline are as natural and agreeable to him as the water is to a duckling. The duckling, the moment is born, it hatches from the egg, just jumps into the water, and in such a way that not a single drop of water remains stuck to its feathers. The moment the duckling, just shakes its feathers, all the water goes off. There is no attachment. There is no me and mine, then my water, nothing doing. So this self-control, self-discipline, non-attachment, these become the inherent qualities of that being. His mind being turned to sublime and supermundane concerns, serenity is the norm with him. You look at a person. Now there are some people we see, we come across. Just a look at them, and we are amazed to see the calmness, to see the serenity, just spreading from them. Just a look, simple look, and looking at them we get peace of mind. That is the kind of śamo these people, they have mastered over them. That has come to them because of their svabhāva, because of their past deeds. And if we are able to understand it, if we are also moving towards that direction, it is our past deeds which has brought us that opportunity to acquire that quality of śamo. It is our past deeds which has given us that opportunity to acquire that quality of dhamma, of self-restraint, of self-control, of self-mastery, mastery over senses and desires. So sense control is a moral warfare to ordinary man, but to Brahmana it is a matter of course. The person who is on the Brahmanical path, for that person, the control of the senses is just a trifle. One need not spend hours and hours and days and weeks and years of austerity in controlling the senses. It comes just like a jiffy. Okay, nothing doing. The sense objects are there. My senses are seeing them. So what? My senses are perceiving the Lord in those sense objects. My senses are perceiving the Divine Mother in those sense objects. How can they trouble me? How can those sense objects tempt me? That is my mother in those sense objects. That kind of realization, the moment it comes, senses automatically, they come under their control. Sublimation of the body, mind and speech is the austerity. Bringing oneness in our thought, word and action. That is the real austerity. That is the real tapaḥ. And this merit finds its full expression in a spiritual man. The man endowed with spirituality who is on the path of liberation, you will find their speech, word and action, their thought, mind and the body. They're all in tandem, they're all in unison, and they're all heading only towards liberation. There is nothing but purity in all their actions. There is nothing but purity in all their thoughts. And there is nothing but purity in whatever they do. So this is what Sri Krishna says, the Brahmanical traits, the Brahmanical qualities, the Brahmanical duties that fall to a person. Whomsoever, to any person who is performing these duties, to whom these duties are to be performed and performing them to the most, in a most dedicated manner, performing them wholeheartedly, performing them most sincerely, that person is a true Brahmin. Now we think, are we into that category? So that is what now Sri Krishna is elaborating upon, the types of duties of these four classes that he has told, which come to them because of their inherent nature, which comes to them because of their svabhāva, which comes to them because of all the baggage they have carried through millions and millions of births. If one is able to get these duties, one is really fortunate to progress on the path of liberation, to progress on the path of moksha. That is Sri Krishna's teaching in this 42nd shloka, and the life of renunciation and self-dedication that Sri Ramakrishna lived is the model and the ideal for the Brahmanical way of performing duties. Sri Ramakrishna throughout his life, of course he was born Brahmin, but so are many others. But Sri Ramakrishna's life was nothing but the duties that Sri Krishna has elaborated in this particular shloka. The duties of śamo, damas, tapaḥ, śaucaṁ, kṣāntir, how much forgiving he was, even to the person who abused at him, who called him names. Sri Ramakrishna was most forgiving. And not only that, he even transformed those persons, like Girish Ghosh. He transformed those persons to acquire these qualities of his. That is the greatness of these great incarnations. Ārjavam. Sri Ramakrishna never left the way that he had chosen, for which he was born, for which he had taken this birth. Jñānaṁ, vijñānam, and in how many ways Sri Ramakrishna taught his disciples and the devotees how to use this jnana in getting that ultimate realization, the vijñāna, the self-realization, the atma-jnana. So these are all the qualities that Sri Krishna has elaborated, that we see in the life of Sri Ramakrishna when we read either the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna or the Great Master. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swamiji.